The Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns will be facing off in NRG Stadium this Saturday. This is currently Friday. We're recording first round of the NFL 2023/2024 playoffs. We couldn't be more excited. Welcome to Off the Gridiron, your Apollo HOU Houston Texans podcast. My name is Noah Outlaw. I am one of your hosts, as always, and as always, I'm here with Garrett Harrelson. What's up, brother?
Just mentally preparing myself for tomorrow, man.
Yeah.
I feel insane. I kind of just tweeted this. I feel like I'm trying to stop myself along with other people, trying to stop physically and mentally stop me from creating pathways and scenarios where the Texans go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I feel like Sean Penn and Mystic River when the cops are fucking holding them back. Like that's what I feel like.
I don't think anyone's stopping you. I don't think I'm doing the same exact thing.
I have a bunch of enablers around me. They're like, yeah.
No,
Dex was just on the phone. Dex was on the phone just now in the chat. Was like, we're gonna upset Baltimore. And I was like, we're gonna fucking get there first.
Baltimore. Who cares?
I got a bunch of enablers around me, and I'm the worst one.
I'm the worst quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Yeah, absolutely.
Stop.
Can you imagine?
Stop. Stop. Quit it, dude.
Well, guys, like Garrett said, I think if you're a Texans fan or if you're a Browns fan coming in to enemy territory and seeing what we're saying, all of us, we're stressed out. We're freaking out. We're terrified. It's just that, and that's what playoff football is all about, especially for the Texans and the Browns. The Browns are in, y'all made the playoffs a couple times in the past 5 years, but for the history of the Browns, it hasn't been common to be in the playoffs, and it's pretty similar for the Texans. So it's kind of new territory for all of us in a way.
It's wild. Like it doesn't seem like the Texans are a perennial playoff team just because the last few years have been so bad.
Yeah,
but we have 7 division titles since
crazy.
2011. Like that's among the most in the NFL.
Yeah,
like since 2011, 7. I mean, that's just. I mean, I feel like we are. I wouldn't say the class of his division. I don't think there is. I guess we are now
because we are the class of the AFC South, especially. I mean, look, winning it 7 times since 2011 is damn good.
Pretty good, really good.
I mean, there's a lot of those times the division was kind of. A lot of the times the Texans won the division, our starting quarterback was like Brian Hoyer or something. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like, yeah, we're there, but we're in that Saturday afternoon slot, and we're going to get bounced by whoever we're playing. And it's kind of been how it's been. This is new territory, as in, look, we obviously had 4, and he was able to win us a playoff game.
Barely, dude. All right, let's be real about that.
Yeah.
His first playoff game against the Colts, fucking stinker.
Yeah, terrible.
An absolute stinker. You remember that. Mm-hmm. I remember that. Oh, yeah. That was a god-awful performance through and through. Ridiculously bad. And then the next year against the Bills, we were on the verge of another stinker. They were up 16-0, the Bills were.
Yeah.
I mean, and Josh Allen was doing his thing. Mm-hmm. We caught a fucking touchdown against us, and it had to take a miracle. It had to take some pixie dust and some magic from 4 for us to come back and win. And then, what do you know? We went into Kansas City and got our asses kicked. Our asses handed to us after being up 24-0. And I know people don't like to talk about it. I do, because you know what? We learned from it.
Yeah.
We're past that. Because now I don't think this team, if this team was up 24-0, I don't see us blowing that. This is a different feeling entirely.
No, this team doesn't blow a 24-0 lead.
No.
This team doesn't blow a 24-0 lead.
No way.
And yeah, you're right. So that's why I was kind of prefacing the era with 4, and also that Bills game in 2019 where obviously like you talked about, Texans won. That was the playoff game that 4 was able to win. But also that was kind of like Josh Allen. That's kind of was his Joker moment, I think. I think that's why he is the guy that we see today. There's a famous shot of him on the sideline, and ever since then he's been Josh Allen that we know and love. So even that was a little bit like, okay, it was Josh Allen and the Bills before they were officially like one of those powerhouses of the AFC, right? But this is, like I say, it's a new territory. This is a guy, CJ Stroud, who arguably, I would say so, but arguably had the best rookie quarterback season ever. I mean, and can continue on.
I mean, him missing a few games, like it did impact that a little bit
Yeah.
because he was on the verge of breaking the passing yards record as a rookie.
Mhm.
He was also like he could be close to having 30 touchdowns. That
Yeah.
23,
Yeah.
23 seems like at a certain point it seems like kind of low as opposed to what he was on pace for. But like missing those 2 games and having that Jets game happen
Mhm.
really put a dent in that. But
Yeah.
yeah, no. But thing is, he played like the best rookie quarterback of all
Well,
time.
and like, look, if you look at obviously you can look at the numbers and see there's been obviously he didn't break the record. There's been guys like Herbert. There's been guys that have had more statistically better seasons. But I think whenever you look at the type of wins that CJ Stroud was able to put together, if you look at that Buccaneers game and that game-winning drive, if you look at what he did to the Joe Burrow-led Bengals, this was not the Jake Browning Bengals that he beat. This is the Joe Burrow Bengals. I think if you look at that, I think there's definitely an argument for the best rookie quarterback season ever. If not, and no doubt, no undoubtedly top 2 or 3,
Yeah,
undoubtedly.
no. I think season aside, I mean his play, he is the best rookie quarterback of all time.
Yeah,
And I've never seen a rookie quarterback strike fear in the opponent's hearts like he does.
yeah,
I mean, they game plan for him like they game plan for any elite quarterback in
yeah.
this league. They're like we need to fucking find a way to stop him because he is that guy. You know,
Hmm.
this is not like this is not like rookie. This is not rookie Dak Prescott or
Mm.
rookie. You know, this is like they plan for him, they prep for him as if he is a top 5 quarterback in this league, which he is.
Well, which he is. He's in
Yeah,
my
he is.
opinion, he's might be top 3. But the
A lot of
thing
people,
is,
you know, it's a lot of people still don't think that. You know, a lot of people don't think that he's top 5. They'll just be like, "Oh, Josh Allen's clearly better." You know, "Oh, Lamar is better." "Oh,
yeah,
Patrick Mahomes is better," and like so on and so forth.
yeah,
And I'm like, why are we so scared? Why are these so-called free thinkers so scared of putting CJ Stroud in top 5 conversation?
right,
He is. And he is a top 5 quarterback, maybe
yeah,
even top 3.
absolutely,
I mean, he is. He can't be stopped like that. I mean, well, we saw it against the Colts, and I actually, hey, shout out QB School. I watched the QB School breakdown of him, and this is a former NFL quarterback with a PhD talking about this guy. He was like, I mean, these throws are baffling. Some of these throws are fucking just baffling, and
yeah,
like I've never seen anyone do this ever. So, I
yeah.
mean, and the thing is, you hear it from the media and other players all the time. You think they're being nice. They're not being nice. They're telling the truth. They're telling the truth. Fucking the Mike Tyson. Shout out Celebrity Mint, a sponsor.
Shout out Celebrity
Yeah,
Man. Yeah,
Mike Tyson card fell, but
yeah,
yeah, even it got excited. They're like, you know,
yeah.
but yeah, no, and
Well,
going in, I
here's
mean,
another thing about CJ is that when you look at some of these quarterbacks that have had these best and that are in competition with him as the best rookie season ever. You look at the team around those players in that situation, and for the most part, like look, a lot of people want to talk about Dak 2016, which was a fucking phenomenal year. It's a good football team around him. There was a good football. I mean, obviously led by him and Zeke. Good team around him. Herbert had some weapons, right? Look, man, going into this season, that wide receiver room on paper was tough, man.
yeah,
No
no,
one
people,
knew who Nico Collins was, right? I mean, they knew who he was. They knew he was some dude on the Texans. That look, Nico never had a great year. But CJ Stroud not only came in and played incredibly well, played like one of the best rookie quarterbacks ever, if not the best, but did it with a team around him full of people that no one knew. No one knew their name. So he absolutely came in and elevated the team like no other rookie quarterback has ever done. And I think that means more than the stats. And then you mentioned missing the 2 games. Look, if CJ Stroud doesn't mention those 2 games, he's breaking the record.
yeah, no,
And
definitely, I think so too.
it's
I mean,
just
I think
it's clear. And so I think obviously I'm biased. He's my quarterback. He's doing incredible things for my team, so of course I'm going to think that. But I think a lot of people who are smart football minds would look at the his season versus the compared seasons, the Herberts, the Daks, the Andrew Luck, perhaps. Like you look at those guys, I think they could. I think we can all see why CJ is the best, just of the way he views the game and sees the NFL,
I mean,
gameplay. It's crazy. It's
he's
what he does
different.
to NFL defenses is nuts.
He's different, and I think like we spent a little portion of his glazing for sure, but this is segueing into keys to win this game. We talked about X factors, or the special X factors, on Wednesday's episode.
Yeah,
Now we're just gonna get into the keys of the game. I think it's very obvious. Let CJ cook. You know,
yeah,
run game is important for sure, but if the run game, I think both teams are going to struggle with the run this game. If the run game is not working, give CJ the opportunities to help you win this game. And the
yeah,
thing is, if CJ can't help you win this game, we're not built to win this game. This is going to come down to who's going to have the better quarterback play. Joe Flacco, who is a god in the playoffs, money. I mean, he's always been special in the playoffs. He's been great this year too. I mean, in
yeah.
the regular season, wild coming off the couch and just slinging it like he's been in the league.
Ridiculous when Flacco's doing
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
wild. Or CJ Stroud, this special young quarterback who we just said is the best rookie quarterback of all time. Who's going to have the better game? Who's going to win this. Who's going to win this game.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I want to talk about this. I want to acknowledge what the Browns, specifically this offense, is doing. What Joe Flacco is doing. It's incredible. It's like he was sitting on the couch. He was sitting on the couch at the beginning of the season. Didn't think he'd ever be in the league again. Gets the call. Is in Cleveland. Gets the start, and then now the rest is history. And up until this point, right, playing in the wild card round. And we know Joe Flacco is money in the playoffs. This is a historical. He's 5-0 on wild card weekend in his career. He's never lost in wild card round.
That's a stat that I didn't know.
Now listen, that's what the Ravens, and that's a long time ago, and I get it, but still, it's a crazy stat. I do want to talk about this though, because a lot of people are looking at the game on Christmas Eve that the Texans played the Browns and obviously got stomped. It was a nasty game, nasty performance from the Texans. Obviously, Case Keenum starts. Davis Mills came in at the end and was kind of cooking. He threw 2 touchdowns in the last 5 minutes of the game. That garbage time for sure. But Amari Cooper goes for 11 receptions, 265 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's insane. You can't do that. You can't let that happen.
Yeah.
But if you look at every single other offensive performance on the team, nothing is special. Nothing. David Njoku had 6 receptions for 44 yards and a touchdown. I mean, the touchdown's nice. 6 receptions is cool, but 6 receptions for 44 yards, that's not much. I don't know what the average per reception is there, but it's not a lot. Jerome Ford, starting running back, obviously, 15 carries for 25 yards. Shut him down. I mean, completely shut him down.
They struggled with the run, so did we. I think that's going to be I think that's going to be one of the carryovers to this game. I think both teams are going to struggle to run.
Joe Flacco, 3 touchdowns, phenomenal. 27 for 42, 368 yards, 2 interceptions. And I think the interceptions are something to look at. Though the interceptions that the Texans were able to get that game came at times where it didn't really matter. Or if it did matter, the Texans couldn't capitalize on it because of that crazy Browns defense. But Joe Flacco, for what he's doing, for what it's worth, he's doing crazy things. At this rate with his numbers, his full season stats, he would be on pace to throw 27 interceptions this year.
He's got the gunslinger mentality of hey, I'm just here, I'm happy to be here, throwing a football for a playoff team. That's his mentality. So he's slinging it. He's a gunslinger for sure, and he's definitely thrown some costly interceptions. Not very costly because he's won a lot as a Brown so far.
Yeah.
Their winning percentage with him is it's really good. I think they'll have lost once. They've only lost once, maybe. I think against the Rams. Yeah, this first game against the Rams, they lost that one.
Yeah,
but yeah, because their defense just is so good that it doesn't matter if he'll throw 2-3 interceptions, they'll still win. But
yeah,
if, like you said, if he throws the interceptions, then this team is just going to have the Texans are just going to have to capitalize on that. They have
Exactly.
to. They're
So
going to
that's
have
what
to.
so the reason I'm bringing that up is here's the thing. DeMeco is a phenomenal. We know this. He's a phenomenal coach, phenomenal defensive coordinator. The Texans and DeMeco are greatly benefit from just playing them recently. Greatly benefit from playing them recently. One sec. Sorry.
What are you
My
fucking doing?
apologies. I need to plug my laptop in. But DeMeco and the Texans greatly benefit from playing them so recently because they can go back and watch that film. Go back and watch the film against this defense minus a few key players, minus Blake Cashman, minus Will Anderson. Jonathan Grenard left early. Some of our biggest playmakers on the team, right? Can put those guys into the mix, know what Flacco's going to do, know what their Browns plan. They're obviously going to change some stuff up, but at least look at what they're going to do and just rethink his approach. And I think that DeMeco, and I've said this, I'm a broken record, the way he's able to make adjustments, especially in game, but not to mention week to week, whenever he played this team 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, forget about it. So, look, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that the Texans are going to run away with this one or it's going to be easy, but this is going to be a really tough game, and DeMeco's going to coach his ass off. That's what I know for sure.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the coaching side of things, we have the advantage. Not that not that the Texans coaching staff is so much better than the Browns coaching staff. I think the Browns coaching staff is very good. I just think since we had pretty much a different landscape of a team a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
The Browns don't have much to go off of from that. We do because they've trotted out their team, their starting team, their team that's going to be playing in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They had that team playing. We didn't. We had Case Keenum, Davis Mills, no Jonathan Grenard, no Will Anderson, no Blake Cashman, very little Jimmy Ward, even though he's not going to play this weekend.
Yeah.
And that's just that. Honestly, that kind of gives us the edge in that. I think is like, hey, we know what they're bringing to the table. We know Amari carved us up last time. We just got to make adjustments to that. They don't know how to make adjustments to CJ and how to play again against CJ because they haven't. This is the first time that they're going to do that. So we definitely have that edge. And if DeMeco and Bobby Slowick and Burke and all of them can kind of come together and make the adjustments that we need.
Yeah.
I think the chances of this winning this game are just they skyrocket. Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely. And so our defensively against this offense, I'm not super. I'm worried a little bit. I think obviously what Joe's doing and what that offense is doing is really good. And David Njoku has been phenomenal. Amari Cooper obviously is the boogeyman in my eyes at the moment. But I'm not extremely worried. And I think I speak for most people, most Texans fans. What we're all worried about is that Browns defense, led by Myles Garrett coming off the edge. And that's a terrifying, extremely terrifying defense for so many different reasons.
Yeah. But even then, I mean, we are saying the same thing about TJ Watt and the Steelers defense. Back in week 4, we were like, man, they're gonna fucking feast on this offensive line, this makeshift offensive line. Wow. But our coaching, we made so many great coaching calls with the game plan that we just completely took them out of the game. I mean, they weren't a factor really. They had a few pressures, a few hurries, but they had no sacks that game. The Steelers, TJ Watt, 19 sacks this year, led the league.
Yeah.
Didn't have one. Didn't have any of them. So this team can cook up a game plan for this Browns front seven. They know they can counter it. They absolutely can. It's all about execution. So we'll see if they can execute it, but I know they'll have a game plan cooked up to try to take out Myles Garrett and this front seven.
And I think one of the bigger worries in my mind, specifically when I'm talking about that defense versus our offense, is the offensive line. Our offensive line has had its struggles recently in the past, I'd say 4 weeks. Had some serious injuries. Titus Howard out for the year was a big hit. Early in the year, Kenyon Green was out. A lot of Jarrett Patterson. Look, we're sitting here with Juice Scruggs, Michael Dieter at center, Shaq Mason, who's been a dog. Right tackle's George Fent, who's been holding up. And Laramie Tunsil, obviously, on the left side, holding it all down is great. But I really look at that left guard and center position where it's kind of the struggle has been real. Even last week against the Colts, CJ Stroud a lot of times didn't have a lot of time. I think that's one of the reasons why they were running the ball so much on 3rd and 1s. Instead of putting the ball in the best playmaker's hands like CJ, they're giving it to Devin to try to get that yard, which worked at times, didn't. But the reason being is because CJ didn't have a lot of time in the pocket, and that's the
Yeah,
Colts.
yeah.
So
I
if the
feel like
offensive line wants to play the same way against his Browns team, it's going to be a different story.
I definitely feel like that. What you're saying about CJ not having that much time against the Colts, I also do feel like that comes from being so shorthanded at receiver at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I mean, if you don't have guys who are immediately explode off the line and can get open immediately, and then and CJ, that will lead to CJ not having a whole bunch of time because he has no one to throw it to. So it's like
Yeah,
he's pressured easily, he gets pressured more. So having a guy like Noah Brown back will definitely help out because at this point, everything is Bobby Slowick's offense is so complex. Everything works with each other. I mean, any offense does for sure, but this is such a good offense when everything's just clicking. Everything's clicking. You can't stop this offense. It's one of the best in the NFL. And so, if having Noah Brown back, and if these guys are getting open against these Browns DBs, who were elite, by the way, Denzel Ward, his status is up in the air, but he tweeted a big video. It looks like he's going to play. I think Denzel Ward's
yeah,
going to play. No way he misses this game.
yeah.
But having Noah Brown back and Nico, who is fresh off that crazy performance against the Colts, that will help. That will just in itself help the offensive line, who in itself will help CJ. So people helping people. It's a beautiful
People
thing.
helping people. Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
like just help each other
Yeah, you're
out.
right. Let's
Your
let's
job.
talk about those injuries real quick. Coming back, obviously injuries have been a big issue with the Texans really all season, but especially kind of down the stretch here. We've had guys. We have Nico miss games, CJ miss games, Noah Brown, John Grenard, Will Anderson, Jimmy Ward's out for the year. Steven Nelson's been banged up. Sheldon Rankins, Malik Collins, like everyone that you can
Yeah.
imagine. Laramie Tunsil's been banged up. But he's been out there every game since early the season. But big news coming out of practice this week was that Jonathan Grenard back, Noah Brown back, Will Anderson back, full participation. A lot of these key players that have been injured we've been missing, especially Noah Brown, like you mentioned, like you just talked about. Big deal having those guys back.
Yeah. No. I mean, you nailed it because like that's the biggest news we could have gotten this
Yeah,
week was just, hey, who's practicing? Oh, most of the guys are practicing. Even though
yeah,
I think it seems like Noah Brown will be a game time decision, but him being in practice means everything because
Robert
it's like
Woods back.
Robert Woods being
Yep.
back. I mean, that's a guy that we really really missed on
Hmm.
Saturday
Yeah,
against the Colts. Even though we did win, it was just like, man, it would be nice to have a guy open in the flats or definitely open to get that short yardage, first down conversion and shit like that, which Robert Woods is so good at.
yeah,
I bet he probably. I mean, the amount of times he's caught like a 3rd and 4 like pass for like a first down is
yeah.
like it's like wow, I will give you a kiss right now, sweetie.
Hmm.
Like that you just mean so much to this offense when you're able to play.
Yeah,
So big news, like that's the biggest news we could have possibly gotten because that definitely if those guys don't play, I think we have a great chance of losing. But
yeah,
now that they are, Jonathan Grenard is the biggest key, I think, because the Browns O line is banged up,
yeah.
and having him back, having Noah Brown back, I mean, like you said, it's gonna click. The offense and defense are gonna click a lot more now with those
Yeah.
guys back there. I
Well,
mean,
and look, we talked about this before on the show earlier this year. It's been really rare this season for CJ Stroud to have all of his wide receiver options healthy and ready to go. All year, it seems like at least one of the guys, Nico, Tank, Robert, Noah Brown, One of those guys is always out with something or another. And obviously, Tank still sucks, still stings. I mean, imagine if we had Tank still, but knowing that CJ Stroud's going to be able to go out there against one of the not even the best defense in the NFL, maybe the one of the better defenses we've seen in the NFL in the past 10 years. Like statistically, this is one of the best defenses since 2009.
Yeah.
That Ravens 2009 defense, which was ridiculous. Um,
Yeah.
but against this defense, we're going to run out there with Nico Collins, Noah Brown, and Robert Woods, Dalton Schultz, all healthy, all ready to go. That's huge. I mean, that's a game changer. Like you mentioned, John Grenard and Will Anderson on each side of the line with Blake Cashman back behind them is a beautiful, beautiful sight to see. So it's big time. And the injuries, thank goodness. Only one we're really missing is Jerry Hughes, which love Jerry. Had some big plays for us this year. But overall, I mean, obviously we're missing them, but we have the dudes we need. So it's just time for them to get out there and do the damn thing.
You know how many injuries? It's going to put it in perspective how many injuries we've had this season. I've seen a lot of people be like, "Hey, it's if we win or something, like we can. It's possible we activate Tank and he comes back." No, you can't.
No.
Because we've had so many guys. You have a certain amount of times you can have people return from the IR.
Yeah.
And we've exceeded that, or we haven't exceeded that. We've
7
gone
times. Yeah, we've used all 7.
Yeah, like we've done that 7
our
times.
goddamn kick, Kaimi, was out for 4 weeks.
Yeah, no, sorry, fucking Josh just walked in, scared me. Yeah, no, like that's how many times we've had guys hit the IR, which that's not like a day-to-day kind of thing. That's like, oh, he's out for a few weeks, he's hurt bad.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep him out for a few weeks. Like that just puts in perspective how many injuries we've had.
Yeah.
Different outlook though this time around. I mean, big dogs are back. Big dogs are back this game. Let's just see. Like hopefully, like I said, we have a good game plan cooked up for them to execute.
Yeah. Well, all right. I think that's about it for me. I'm just ready to go.
What sir,
Give some predictions.
sire, Cap?
Yeah.
What is your score predictions? What is your score prediction for this game?
Score prediction?
Yeah.
My score prediction? I don't know.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want. Give the people what they want.
23
Huh?
to 20.
Huh?
Texans.
Ah.
I think it's 2020 with about a minute 44 left. Stroud gets the ball, drives down the field. Kaimi nails it for the win.
Oddly enough, I have a pretty close one to that. I said last night on the Summit podcast because they did like a quick Texans predictions, Garrett, come here. And I said 24-21. But then I thought about it and I was like, I feel like the Browns are going to kick a field goal at some point.
Yeah.
Even though they don't have their kicker, Dustin Hopkins is out.
Yeah.
Assuming they're going to have some kind of backup there. So I'm going 24-20. Texans. CJ throws 2 touchdowns. We have another rushing touchdown. Motor gets in.
Yeah.
Kick a field goal. Emi kicks a field goal. 24, and we stop the Browns on 4th down at the end of the game. Bend don't break defense. Very clutch. Go Miko go. Coach of the year. MVP CJ. Himothy. Him. Get the shirt now. Paulo HOU.store. So
I don't know if there's a player in the league that's more important to a team than CJ Stroud is.
I mean, we looked ass. We looked ass without him, and now every time he plays, it's like we look good. So, I mean, we look ready to go every time he's at the helm.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see, man. I mean, I will say this. I'm not gonna make any more predictions beyond this week.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we're gonna win this week. Go 1-0 every weekend for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah.
If we somehow make it to the AFC Championship game, which would be a first for the Houston Texans and their franchise, I will get him with 7 in the middle tattooed on me, on my body.
Nice.
Forever. Like, it'll be there forever.
Please, yeah.
So,
I will too. I'll double that. I
Yeah,
will too.
we're gonna do that, and we're gonna put it on camera, and we're gonna fucking put it out, because like that's how much our baby means to us. Our sweet baby angel means to us, and this team means to us. So
you heard it here. If the Texans make the AFC Championship,
promise.
me and Garrett are getting matching tattoos in the same spot.
Yes. Wait, what spot? I guess we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
I guess we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's our promise, and we have a few. I have an announcement. I've already announced this before. Big City Wings. Thank you, Big City Wings, for sponsoring this episode. Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. Be there at the marquee location off of Katy Freeway, 3:30 at game start. We'll be there. Not Noah. He doesn't live here. I will be there. Apollo crew will be there watching the Texans, eating some appetizers, drinking some beer, having a good time. So come on out, and thank you, Big City Wings. And thank you, Celebrity Mint. Go follow them on socials, The Celebrity Mint. They have amazing sports memorabilia. The Mike Tyson card that fell earlier this episode, the Ric Flair Legacy line, and what are you doing for Valentine's Day?
Well, so Celebrity Mint, also U.S. coins and jewelry. They have a cool Valentine's Day deal going on. Make her Valentine's Day sparkle. For those who seek excellent quality and exceptional value in fine jewelry, discover their unique, one-of-a-kind jewelry collection that will make Valentine's Day extra special this year. Shop rings, bracelets, necklaces, earrings, and more, and get 15% off their already reduced prices. So if you're looking for the best deals on Valentine's Day jewelry for your special someone, visit them today. Our collection offers options for men and women, they say, located at 8435 Katy Freeway, Houston, Texas. So go check that out for Valentine's Day. Fellas, it's coming up. It's coming up real soon. So get ready for it. Don't be that guy. Go to U.S. Coins and Jewelry on Katy Freeway and go pick something up.
Or if you're like me and you don't really plan on having a Valentine, not a knock on myself, just like a personal choice, but get your own jeweler, get yourself some jewelry, man. Fuck, gift it to yourself. A little Valentine's gift to yourself. So, yeah, no, thank you, Celebrity Mint, and thank you, Big City Wings, for powering this episode of Off the Gridiron.
Hell yeah! All right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and subscribe. Lets us know that you like what we're doing. It means a lot to us. Also, give us your predictions for the game down in the comments. Garrett and I read every single one of them. We're interested to hear what y'all have to say, so leave them down there. It's a big week.
Comment your prediction, your score prediction, and what will happen during this game.
Yeah, big week. Texans, wildcard round, CJ Stroud legacy game on the way, perhaps?
I mean, he's had a few of them already, and this could be another. I mean,
but make sure you follow us on Twitter at Apollo Texans and Twitter at Apollo HOU to keep up with Houston sports and obviously the Houston Texans as well, and Apollo HOU on Instagram to keep up with everything. So other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.
Hopefully
we
won't go missing after
hopefully
this.
for a game preview.
Hopefully this isn't shown in a courtroom later. All right. Watch Texans. Go Texans.
Later.